Welcome to An Apple a Day, a podcast, a resource, a community. Share your experiences and learn from others as we overcome barriers and learn to live a happy, healthy life with a disability. Welcome to the community. Here's your host, Jimmy Apple.
Welcome to another episode of An Apple a Day. I'm your host, Jimmy Apple. But today we're not giving you the whole apple. Today we're just giving you a little bit, a little bite, a little taste, a slice. We're giving you an apple fritter today. Today's not a whole episode. Today we're just going to give you a little heads up of what's coming up this Friday. But before we start, let me remind you, An Apple a Day is brought to you by www.famousapple.com. Famousapple.com is the home site for this podcast. And there you're going to find articles about the topics we discuss and ways to connect with us on Facebook. And you'll also be able to hook up with us on our free chat board and our free message boards. But here, I got something new for you over there. If you go over to www.famousapple.com, scroll all the way down to the bottom of the page, there's an ad down there, and you can click on that ad, and you can hook up with tons, and I mean tons, of free movies and free TV shows. That's right, free, no money. All you have to do is register on the site. Go over there, register, and there's a ton of movies, a ton of TV shows, and they're free. What you do is go on, click on that ad, and go over and see the movies, the segment that says On Us. And it'll bring you to all of the titles and previews. And you like what you see? Register on the site. It doesn't cost you a dime. It's pretty cool. And of course, they have movies there that you can rent as low as 99 cents. I mean, how can you go wrong? But there's a ton of free TV shows, a ton of free movies, and we're always looking for stuff for you that's free, that, can make your life a little bit more happy, a little better. Free is good. Free is always good. So, how you feeling today, my friends? You feeling good? You feeling strong? Feeling better than you did yesterday? I'm glad. That's the way it's supposed to be, right? Hey, let me tell you this. We got a good one coming up for you this Friday. A good one. I got to ask you. Now, I've said this before. You have these people. I'm diabetic. I told you I'm diabetic. And it always amazes me when I hear someone that's diabetic say, well, the doctor told me I can have a couple of drinks a day. What? My doctor, I've been diabetic 20 years. I've been a diabetic, an insulin-dependent diabetic for 20 years. And not once, not ever once has my doctor told me, hey, Jim, go out and knock back a few. You're all right. Never once have they told me. As a matter of fact, they told me just the opposite. They said you have to stay away from alcohol because alcohol turns into sugar in your body. But you hear these people all the time telling you that, oh yeah, it's fine. The doctor told me it's fine. I have an uncle like that he swears the doctor told him, yeah, you can have a couple of glasses of wine a day. What? I knew another person, friend of the family. The guy was blind. He was blind from diabetes, and he's saying, oh yeah, the doctor told me I could have 2 beers a day. Okay, whatever you say, yeah, that's your business. But I have proof. I have proof for you that I want you to hear this. I want you to hear it on Friday. Also, did you give up cigarette smoking? Did you give up smoking and take up vaping instead? This new thing, the e-cigarettes, smoking e-cigarettes. Have you tried that? They come in, oh my God, a variety of flavors. Everything from bubble gum to cow poop. I mean, I've seen people and they take these humongous drags off of these e-cigarettes and they let out this big puff of smoke that if it was any bigger, you'd be calling the fire department. I never seen that much smoke coming off of a cigarette. And I smoked for 40 years, for 45 years. And I never seen that much smoke come off of a cigarette. But people say that, oh, it's better for you to vape than it is to smoke. Well, I've got some information on that, too, that I want to share on Friday this week that's very interesting. Very, very interesting, actually. We also have updates coming up from Social Security, more updates, which is always interesting, I find. Have you created your My Social Security account yet? You can just by going over to www.ssa.gov and creating My Social Security account. It's free to do, and you'll get updates in your mail every week. So that's something you might want to think about doing. It's actually something you should do because you're going to get that information about the Social Security cost of living adjustment, the raise that comes the beginning of every year. You'll get that information right in your account when it's available. So it won't be like you're asking your neighbor, hey, did you hear how much we're getting this year? Or did you hear what the cost of living increase is going to be for Social Security? Or you're looking for it in a newspaper or something like that. It'll be sent right to you in your account. You'll know right from the horse's mouth what it's going to be in January. So it's worth setting up a My Social Security account, and you get the information that you need. So yeah, we got a good one this week for you. I also have an update on that moron that's decided to start a podcast war with me. I actually had to have a letter sent to him because he's using our opening theme song, our intro, but changing the words and using some vile language. And I've gotten several emails from him this week taunting me, daring me to put his name out on the podcast, his podcast address, and I won't do it. I'm not going to give the guy free advertisement, but I will say this, if it keeps up, I'm going to have to give it to our attorney because he's violating our copyright. So I may end up having to give it to an attorney because now it's getting just very vile and nasty. I don't know what I supposedly did to him, but if he thinks this is the way to grow his audience, he's sadly mistaken. But we'll discuss that more on Friday. But I do have good news. I have great news, actually, about our audience here. Now, naturally, our audience grows. It grows every week. It has been doing that right from the beginning. But I want to let you know we are now being heard in 41 countries. 41 countries around the world. Our newest countries that checked in now are listening to us is the Philippines. And we also have listeners in the Palestinian territory. That's amazing. It's amazing. We are all over the world. People are listening. And it's great because they're all part of our community. And I want to welcome every one of them. All right. So thanks a lot for stopping by today. I will definitely talk to you on Friday. Like I said, we have a good one coming to you on Friday. You're not going to want to miss it. That's for sure. So have a great day today. Enjoy the rest of your week. I hope you had a great weekend. And remember this, things can always be worse. Remember, there's always someone striving to be where you're at right now. I will talk to you Friday. Have a great rest of your week. This is Jimmy Apple.
Thanks for listening to An Apple a Day with Jimmy Apple, your gateway to a happy, healthy life. Join our community at www.famousapple.com. See you next time.